right, so with the door open, we're going to start taking off the panel. I like to use a plastic trim tool so I don't mar anything up. I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to come right straight in just like this. And then this should want to pop up. Just going to get right in there. There's a little tab. You just kind of push up against it. There's our mounting bolt there. So let's start taking these out. Use your 10 millimeter. Take this out of here. There's another 10 millimeter inside this hole. Remove the screw on the side. And 2 along the bottom. There we go. Let's give this a little shake. Okay. All right, so we'll use our trim tool. See if you can squeeze it in there. Usually there's some little tabs. I'll show you what they look like. Yeah. Okay. Lift this up. Now we can see behind there. There's some more wiring we need to take off. All right, squeeze this, pull it off of there. Remove this. Okay, so at this point, you want to take a small pocket screwdriver or whatever you've got, remove this rubber right here. There's another one located up here. And now inside here is where you're going to want to pay attention to, because this is where we're going to be taking the, separating the window from the regulator. So what we need to do now, reconnect our window switch. Okay. Put the key in the on position so we can make the windows function up and down. And now looking in here, we're going to pay attention for the little Torx headed bolt. Oh, there's one right in there, and there's one lined up right here. Perfect. Turn off the key. Okay. So next I'm going to use a T27 or a Torx Bit number 27. I'm going to remove these bolts. This one. Okay. See if I can lift up on the window. Okay, comes right up, separated from the regulator. Awesome. So let's tape up the window. I like to use painter's tape because it doesn't leave any glue residue behind. At least 3 or 4 strips. Let's re-disconnect this. So using a 10 millimeter, we're going to start removing the mounting bolts for this plate. Let's try giving this a little wiggle. See if it wants to separate. Move this around a little bit here. Definitely caught over here. So next what we need to do is get all this wiring unmounted from this plate. So you can use something as simple as a fork tool. Looks like this. Little red tab needs to be pulled down, then you push on that. There we go. Beautiful. So we're going to remove these 3 bolts with a T27. Okay, so if you look right here on the outside, you'll see these couple little nubs that come out. On the inside, or behind this panel, there's a couple 8mm bolts that are lined up directly with those. So we're just going to remove those. Okay, there's one screw. We'll set that aside. We'll do the other one. Okay, slide that off of there a little bit. Okay. So now we've got a lot more room to be able to do what we need to do. We're going to take out these 3 bolts that hold the window motor in using a T25. Okay. Grab that motor, slide it right out of there. Action. All right, so let's get this off of here. There we go. Next, we're going to remove these bolts right here with an 8mm. There's 4 of them. That's what it looks like. If I can get the lower one out. Might need a ratchet for that one. Do the same to the other side. Okay, all 4 of those are out. Next, what we're going to do, just grab this rod. Should come right off of here. Do the same for this one. And remove our window regulator. Okay, so let's install this regulator. You've got your window mounts here. You want to make sure that those are facing towards the outer portion of the door. Just like this. Should want to sit right up on there. Same thing with this one. Get it sitting on there. We've got this right here. This just slides right in. Just like that. Now let's install our mounting bolts. Go here. Let's tighten them up. Make sure it's tight. Get this in. I can't. Grab my ratchet again. That's definitely tight. Tight. All right. Great. We need to line this piton and this one up with those 2 holes. Once we do that, we can put in our 2 mounting screws into those holes and tighten these 2 pieces up together. You also want to pay attention to right here. You want to try to get it behind that portion of the door, otherwise it's going to be troublesome trying to get it past there once you get it together. So let's just get these pitons lined up with the hole. I'm going to grab one of my bolts inside my inside door. And here. Okay. Try to get my bolt in there. Hopefully I can get this started. Okay, I'm going to grab my ratchet. I'll snug those up a little bit. This one in. Awesome. See if I can get this down and under. Careful. There we go. Now I'll just continue tightening them until they're snug. That tight. Just double check that other bolt that I tightened. Oh yeah. Awesome. All right, so carefully bring this down. We're going to try to sneak this just under here, very carefully. There we go. Get my wires out of the way over on this side. Slide this up. Sits in nice. Awesome. Let's get our mounting bolts back in. All right, snug them up. All right, so it's time to get these back in. I'm just going to start them all in before we tighten any of them up. It's very important. Okay, let's snug them up. Make sure they're nice and tight. Okay, so let's get our motor back on here. We've got this area right here. You want to make sure it has just a teeny bit of grease on there. We're going to line these up. Just goes like that. Get our mounting bolts in. I'm just going to start them in. Put this in there. Tight. Awesome. Okay, so now it's time to carefully lower our window down so it sits into these grooves right here. Hold the window, remove my tape, bring it down. Okay. You just want to look inside, make sure that it's sitting inside those grooves. Now that we have that down, let's tighten up our clamping bolts here. Okay, let's get our wiring back down here. We're going to reconnect this in. Okay, so let's connect this in. Make sure you plug this in. That feels good. I'm going to put the key in the on position. Let's give the window a try. Ooh. Very nice. Okay, we turn the key off. Let's disconnect this again. I'm going to leave this attached because now we're going to continue wiring the rest of this in. Click in this lock, make sure it's all the way up. Give it a tug. That feels great. We're going to tape this back up in a minute. Work our way around. This comes up over here. This looks pretty good. We get this right here. I should just want to slide in there. This piece right here just goes over that. Down along here. Very nice. I'm going to get some tape. I'm going to tape this up nice. So let's get these little plugs back in here. Okay, so it's time to get this door panel on. We're going to hook up the wiring. Goes there. There it is. Beautiful. Grab this stuff, get it ready to come up through here. So we're going to come up high because on the inside of this door panel it has a little lip. It needs to sit right along this right here. And then of course you have to pay attention to your lock. That has to come up through the hole. Get that ready. See if I can get my hands in there. Up a little bit. There. Should be able to see these little push pins, the little pitons. Those are going to go into those holes, okay? So line them up. Give them a loving bonk. Just get that on there. Work our way around. Beautiful. So let's just test to make sure the lock does what it needs to do. Up, down, up, down. Finishes up. That's good. That means it's unlocked. All right. So let's get this bolt back inside that mounting hole. Make sure it's nice and tight. Moving along to this one, same thing. nice and tight. So let's get our panel trim bolts in here. Phillips head screwdriver. And then this one right over on the side here. This one's going to be the hardest to get to. My screwdriver is entirely too long. Tight. Okay, let's get this trim piece on here. This slides right in there, and then the clip goes in here. All right, let's get our switch assembly back in. I'm going to start at an angle, putting the forward side in first. Should want to work its way down. Clip it in. Beautiful. Okay, let's try it out. Lock it. Unlock. I'm going to put the key in the ignition, turn to the on position, and try the window. Oh yeah. Okay, Prince.